June 12, 2025 dawned crisp and clear at Fairbanks International Airport. The day began like any other, with the early morning sun casting a golden glow over the terminal's glass facade. Travelers arrived in waves, some still rubbing sleep from their eyes, others already bustling with energy, eager to begin their journeys. The Alaskan sun, never truly setting this time of year, bathed the tarmac in a warm, persistent light. Planes gleamed as ground crews moved with practiced precision, loading luggage and prepping for takeoff. Inside, the terminal buzzed with the familiar symphony of rolling suitcases, distant announcements, and the low hum of conversation. Passengers queued at ticket counters, passports in hand, while families wrangled strollers and suitcases, trying to keep children close. Airport staff, dressed in crisp uniforms, navigated the crowds with calm efficiency, answering questions and guiding travelers to their gates. But then, without warning, a strange, menacing noise shattered the routine. It echoed through the terminal, cutting through the chatter and the clatter of luggage wheels. It wasn't the familiar roar of a jet engine or the beep of a security scanner. This sound was deeper, more primal, vibrating through the floor and into the bones of everyone present. Conversations faltered and stopped mid-sentence. People turned, eyes wide, scanning the terminal for the source of the disturbance. The usual airport rhythm was replaced by a tense, uncertain silence. Near the windows, travelers pressed closer, craning their necks to see outside. Some stood on tiptoe, others shielded their eyes from the glare, all trying to make sense of what was happening. The tension in the air was thick, almost electric. Every face reflected a mix of confusion, fear, and disbelief as the seconds stretched on. Suddenly the silence broke, screams erupted, sharp and immediate, as the reality of the situation became clear. Panic spread like wildfire. Chaos swept through the terminal. Bags were abandoned, rolling away as people scrambled for safety. Children cried, clinging to parents who pulled them away from the windows. The orderly flow of the morning was replaced by frantic movement and shouts of alarm. Airport staff rushed to intervene, their voices raised in an attempt to calm the crowd, but fear drowned out their instructions. The sense of control that usually defined the airport was slipping away. Through the wide terminal windows, the cause of the panic became unmistakable. A massive grizzly bear, wild and powerful, was charging down the main runway, its fur glinting in the sunlight. The bear barreled toward a small commuter plane, its sheer size and speed almost unbelievable against the backdrop of modern aviation. The surreal sight left everyone frozen in shock. In that moment, the airport, usually a symbol of order, technology, and human control, was rendered vulnerable, exposed to the raw, unpredictable force of nature. All anyone could do was watch in horror, hearts pounding as the wild intruder claimed the runway, reminding everyone just how close the wilderness truly is in Alaska. The grizzly's rampage was a security breach no one expected. In the early morning haze, airport staff were just beginning their routines when chaos erupted at the perimeter. The sight of a massive grizzly, fur bristling and teeth bared, sent shockwaves through the usually calm airfield. The airport's wildlife fence, designed as the first line of defense against intruders, had failed at its most vulnerable point. Recent heavy rains had eroded the soil beneath the fence, creating a gap just large enough for a determined animal to squeeze through. Maintenance crews had noticed the erosion but underestimated the risk, never imagining a grizzly would exploit it. Driven by hunger, curiosity, or perhaps the scent of food wafting from airport dumpsters, the bear slipped through the breach and onto the airfield. Surveillance cameras captured its lumbering form as it crossed the tarmac, moving with surprising speed and purpose. Disoriented by the deafening roar of jet engines and the unfamiliar landscape, the bear's anxiety quickly turned to aggression. It charged directly at a Dash 8 turboprop, which was taxiing for takeoff, its massive frame barreling toward the unsuspecting aircraft. The pilots, caught off guard, slammed on the brakes, but it was too late. The bear collided with the landing gear, the impact echoing through the fuselage and sending a shudder through the entire plane. The sudden jolt threw passengers against their seatbelts. Some gasped, others clutched armrests, as confusion and fear rippled through the cabin. Outside, the bear attacked the tire with ferocious determination. Its claws gouged deep into the metal and its powerful jaws ripped at the thick rubber, shredding it in seconds. Inside, panic erupted. Passengers screamed as the plane shook violently, the sounds of the bear's assault reverberating through the metal shell. In the cockpit, the pilot struggled to maintain control, frantically relaying urgent updates to the control tower. Their voices betrayed the gravity of the situation as they called for immediate assistance. The bear, undeterred by the chaos, rose up on its hind legs and slammed its massive paws against the fuselage. Each blow left deep, jagged scratches in the metal, a testament to its raw power and rage. The attack was relentless, a direct and terrifying threat to everyone on board. Emergency response vehicles raced across the tarmac, sirens blaring as tense passengers braced for the unknown. This was no ordinary wildlife incursion. It was a full-scale assault on a commercial aircraft, an unprecedented event that would leave the airport and everyone involved forever changed. The crisis drew in a cast of ordinary people thrust into extraordinary roles. Passengers, locals, tourists, workers became victims, trapped as the bear attacked. Airport workers, from air traffic controllers to ground crew, sprang into action. Controllers halted all flights, diverting planes away. Wildlife management, trained for animal encounters, faced their most dangerous challenge yet. The flight crew kept calm, communicating with the tower and reassuring passengers. Flight attendants moved through the cabin, keeping order despite their own fear. Airport police and fish and game officials coordinated the response, ready to confront the threat. Federal authorities quickly decided to shut down the airport, recognizing the unprecedented danger. In minutes, routine gave way to a test of courage and professionalism. Panic gripped the terminal as screams echoed through the vast halls, creating a cacophony of fear and confusion. The once orderly airport turned into a scene of chaos as people scrambled in every direction, desperately seeking safety. People fled from the windows, their faces etched with terror. Parents instinctively shielded their children, clutching them tightly as if to protect them from the unseen threat. Luggage was left behind, scattered across the terminal floor, a testament to the urgency of the moment. Chaos reigned supreme, with every individual driven by the primal urge to escape. Yet amid the fear, airport staff acted with remarkable speed and composure. They guided people to safety, their voices calm and reassuring. Staff members blocked off glass walls, creating makeshift barriers to protect the fleeing crowd. Their efforts to calm the panicked masses were a beacon of hope in the midst of the turmoil. On the plane, terror and disbelief mixed as passengers huddled in their seats, clutching armrests and each other. Some passengers, despite their own fear, reached out to help calm others, offering words of comfort and solidarity. The cabin was filled with a tense silence, punctuated only by whispered reassurances. A doctor moved through the aisle, checking on a distressed passenger, offering medical assistance and a steady presence. Their calm demeanor provided a sense of relief to those around them, a reminder that help was at hand. The flight crew's steady voices over the intercom were a lifeline, providing crucial information and instructions. Their calm and composed announcements helped to steady the nerves of the passengers, offering a semblance of order amidst the chaos. On the tarmac, ground crew and first responders moved toward danger, not away. Their bravery was evident as they approached the scene with determination, ready to face whatever lay ahead. Wildlife officers and police positioned vehicles strategically between the bear and the terminal, forming a protective barrier. Their quick thinking and decisive actions were crucial in preventing further panic and ensuring the safety of those inside. Their goal was clear: contain the threat and protect those trapped on the plane. Every action was deliberate, even as adrenaline surged through their veins. The urgency of the situation demanded precision and courage. In the face of chaos, acts of bravery shone through. Firefighters, police, and airport staff worked tirelessly, assisting those in need and ensuring that everyone was safe. Their selfless actions were a testament to the human spirit, a reminder that even in the darkest moments, there is light. Authorities responded with speed and precision. The control tower declared an emergency, halting all flights and ordering incoming planes to circle. Police and wildlife teams rushed to the runway, using vehicles to block the bear's path. Fish and game experts advised caution, preparing for tranquilization if needed. Inside, TSA and staff moved passengers to secure areas, making calm announcements. For 30 tense minutes, the bear continued its assault as authorities weighed evacuation risks. Attempts to scare the bear failed. Tranquilizer darts were used. The first dart slowed the animal, the second finally brought it down. Only then could the rescue of the trapped passengers begin. The FAA ordered the airport closed. Safety was the top priority. A bear breaching the perimeter and attacking a plane exposed a critical security failure. Emergency responders needed full access to evacuate passengers and secure the area. The damaged plane blocked a main runway, making operations impossible. The closure allowed crews to tow the aircraft and inspect for damage. Officials launched a full investigation, inspecting miles of fencing for weaknesses. The airport remained closed for 8 hours, only reopening when the perimeter was secure. Investigators from the NTSB documented the scene and interviewed everyone involved. The shutdown was essential for safety, emergency response, and a thorough investigation. Only after every risk was addressed did flights resume. The 8-hour shutdown rippled far beyond Fairbanks. Travelers were stranded, flights canceled, and connections missed. Tourists lost excursions. Remote communities were cut off from vital air service. Airline staff scrambled to rebook passengers, while ground crews and flight crews faced logistical chaos. The local economy took a hit. Hotels, restaurants, and cargo shipments all stalled. Families worried about loved ones stuck in limbo. Flights from major hubs were diverted, stranding hundreds elsewhere. The disruption cascaded through the national aviation system. The incident showed how a single breach could paralyze an entire region. One wild animal had exposed the fragility of modern air travel. After 8 hours, Fairbanks International reopened. Security teams repaired the fence, the damaged plane was towed, and runways cleared. Passengers from the attacked flight were unharmed but deeply shaken, receiving support and counseling. Many chose not to fly that day, still reeling from the ordeal. The bear, tranquilized and examined, was deemed too dangerous to relocate and was euthanized, a sobering outcome. The incident revealed gaps in even the best safety protocols. Soil erosion and an unusually aggressive animal had exposed vulnerabilities. The airport's wildlife management plan was overhauled. The event became a global case study urging airports to prepare for the unexpected. It was a wake-up call for aviation security everywhere. In the aftermath, Fairbanks International transformed its approach to wildlife safety. The perimeter fence was reinforced and a secondary barrier added in high-risk areas. Advanced thermal cameras and motion sensors now monitor the grounds around the clock. Alarms alert wildlife officers instantly if large animals approach. Staff received new training, and regular drills now include aggressive animal scenarios. Pilots and controllers updated their protocols for wildlife threats. The incident's lessons spread worldwide, setting new standards for airports near wilderness. In Alaska and beyond, preparing for the unexpected became the new rule for safety.